was gonna ask. Like, is Pascal max money at 30, 31, 32, 33?
Depends on the situation, right?
Okay, hey, for funsies, Sacramento
Yes,
max money.
max money. Like
Buy Malik.
no, well,
I
I
don't
don't.
know how that works. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know that
we'll
that's the
talk
case.
about
I
that
don't
at
know how
3.
that
We'll
works.
talk about that at 3.
Okay, because James will know.
Yeah. Oh, I might have had a conversation with James about it, so
Oh, okay.
I don't want to
Got you.
step on
Got you.
his
Got you.
toes.
Got you. Got you.
But I'd give him. I'd give him, if not max, close to it. I definitely pay him. And the reason why I say it's situational is I think a team like the Kings, who, if you're looking at a situation where you got Pascal and you can you feel like you can elevate as a franchise and on your timeline, yes, you pay him that. If it's and I'm just throwing out a team. I don't think this is, but if it's Phoenix,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be like, man, I don't think got Max. I want you here, but I'm not gonna like trade people away to give you max money. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get you here on a deal. Or OKC, I don't know if OKC would give him max money. I don't know, because they may feel like they don't have to give him that. They got a good enough team already. There are teams that, like the Kings, who feel like they're on the precipice of elevating, that may say, you know what? Yeah, I'll give you the max money you're looking for.
He's averaging 22, 6, and 4 this season. You can round that 4 up to a 5, I guess.
22. So 22, 6, and 5.
Yeah, because it's 4.9 assists. Does his 3-point percentage scare you guys at all? Shooting 28 from 3 this year.
So I guess that's the thing, and that's down, right? Like, if I'm not mistaken, that's not who he is. His 3-point
career average is a 32% 3-point shooter. Career average.
Okay, it was down a little bit. That's the thing that I've never quite gotten about the Siakam thing. While I understand he's a very good ball player, end of story. The thing everyone talks about being the perfect fit with Sacramento, and I'll just use the current player, is Trey Lyles, the guy who could shoot.
Yeah.
So you have the 4 who can move out.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound like that's Siakam. So it feels like everyone's talking about, oh, we need a guy who can shoot with Domas, a stretch 4, as we like to say. That's what we need. We also need Pascal Siakam. Well, wait a minute. Siakam's on a stretch 4.
I think he's more of a stretch 4 than what he's showing this year.
A stretch-ish 4? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
All right.
I think it would be okay. I think it would be okay.
Oh, I'm willing to find out.
If he came here, and I think he'd be enough of a threat from beyond the arc. He'd hit just enough to keep this.
I bet he'd shoot better than 28% here.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, that's the other thing. Like, the looks that he'd be getting here may be different than what he's getting in Toronto. He may constantly have people draped all over him when he's shooting. Here, it'd be wide open looks because of the other threats and the way the offense goes. So I'd like to see that. I wish Will Z was around, or if you're still listening, what is his wide open percentage?
You love them wide open threes, boy.
Yeah, man, because I need those at a high clip.
Yeah, no, for sure. Jesse, what did you ask right before we left?
Does the reward outweigh the risk when you're trading for Siakam or thinking of trading for him?
Yeah. Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, the reward is the next step. That's the reward. The risk, though, does need to be discussed.
See, the reward, like you said, is the next step, but right now it's the next step for only like 3 months. If you get what I'm saying.
No, yeah, for sure. I'm sorry, I probably read that wrong. I meant like the reward is him re-signing.
Oh, I got you.
And the next step. You're right. It's to me in making this move, the true reward is Siakam signing here, and you grow together as a team and figure it out. The risk is obviously whether you lose. You could lose in the first round, second round. You could anything short of winning a championship, and he leaves.
Yeah,
that's like you just went to the Western Conference Finals, and the big reason why you did left.
Yeah,
and now you're left without Siakam, Herter, Tavion, and Barnes.
Right,
and you've got to fill that somehow.
Well, so this is
in our hypothetical scenario.
This is one way of looking at it. This is almost like it's almost how. And this may be a flawed thinking. I was like, this is how I think of when I'm shopping or like make a purchase. Like, in 5 years, I won't remember this $300 that I just
No,
spent.
you really should stop sharing that with me too.
Hey, if it doesn't affect you 5
please,
years from now, you're good. To be honest,
please stop sharing
Am
that
I
line
gonna
of
think about
thinking
this
with me.
$300 I spent
Well,
5 years from now?
Go over
No.
go over to honor the gift. Complete order. Jesus. You and Mark Jones are the two worst people to hang around.
But if that was the trade, Harrison, Herter, Davion, you're talking about 3 guys that weren't giving you much of anything to begin with and weren't really in your plans. Yes, you have to fill them with bodies, but now you also have, I'm off the top of my head, $30 million to go play with in free agency. I know we talk about getting free agents, but also to take money back in with a certain trade or something like that. Like you got a little more roster flexibility, cap flexibility, whereas you really didn't have any when they were here.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be looking at it as like, yeah, it's not the reward to have cap space. The reward is to get Siakam and sign him back, but you still have room to operate if they're not here. The killer with that though is your trade pieces are gone. So it's really just taking salary in or free agent. Like you have nothing to really ship out.
You have to find someone who's really breaking down and do the. Well, I mean, it worked. I mean, Portland did the Jeremy Grant deal.
Yep.
That's how they got it. They had the money to acquire him and send back nothing.
Right.
They were able to do that.
Right.
just asking questions so I can see where everyone's mind's at and stuff like that. What if Toronto's like, yeah, we'll take that deal. Herter, Barnes, and Mitchell for Siakam, but on the other side, the Wizards like, we'll give you Kuzma for that same deal, but he's got the years on his deal. What do you take?
I take Kuzma. I don't really have to think about that. Siakam's a better defender, but I take Kuzma.
Jesse?
Pass for right now. How about you?
Pass.
Answer?
Wow. Okay.
Man, what the hell?
I asked you guys.
Wow.
I'm the
Well, no,
producer. I
that's
asked
fine.
you
That's
guys.
fine. Will Z hit us with 34.5 on 2.5 wide open threes per game for Pascal Siakam. So there's the Kenny Caraway stat right there. Kuzma or Siakam, same deal.
You could still have like the opportunity to sign Siakam or whatever. You take that risk that you think you still sign him or whatever. But
Ooh, that's cold.
I'm taking.
That's a cold question right
I'm
there.
taking Kuzma because I got him.
I think I'm taking Kuzma too.
Because
with Kuzma, so the question you have to ask, I guess, is what's like how different is the acquisition, right? Like, can we see the same outcome with Kyle Kuzma that we could see with Pascal Siakam? Because if the answer is yes, you could do the deal at no risk.
Yeah.
Like you have, like Jesse said, you have Kyle Kuzma. Like
Right.
you don't, like there's no risk of losing him. But if the answer is no, then that's a whole different brain trust meeting.
Yeah.
probably looking to give Siakam a max to looking at Kuzma's deal. It like descends as it goes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's probably
Good point.
probably about $15 to $20 million cheaper a year. Because doesn't Kuzma make like 25?
I think it starts at 25.
He's at
and goes
25
down.
now. He's 23, 21, and then 19.
And if we're talking at Siakam looking for max money, I mean you guys might know better. That's like $40 million, right? A year?
Yeah, I guess. Like I don't know what the starting point is in the open market.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So,
I don't know.
yeah, like 10, 15.
It's a lot though.
Less.
Like, yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
You know what? It's not 25 million.
That's right.
I know that for sure. It's not 25
Right.
million. Yeah, I think I'd go Kuzma.
Now we really get into like the weeds, because Jill's like, they could still trade for Kuzma with their cap space if Siakam didn't sign.
Look at Jill.
Are your assets gone though?
Well, that's the thing. But that's the way she phrased that is important. That's the Jeremy Grant deal.
Yeah,
you send a second. Yeah, you send this,
and that might even be more appealing to Washington.
Yeah, you send a first round pick or whatever to Washington, and Washington sends Kyle Kuzma because the Kings have the cap space to absorb it, like the Portland Trailblazers had the cap space to absorb Jeremy Grant's contract.
Yeah.
Got it.
Y'all want Jeremy Grant? there's rumblings around that already.
I don't hate Jeremy Grant.
I don't either. That's
I don't
a
know how
lot.
that affects Malik Monk though.
That's
It
a
seems
lot.
to be
All
the
I
hang up on all this.
sign Malik. Tell me how the Malik Monk stuff works, and then work it out from there. That's all I'm worried about.
That's it. That's it.
Could you sign Donovan Mitchell next year? Next year if Siakam walks. That's from Jake.
Yeah, I'd have to take a trade.
I don't think so, Jake.
Yeah, you'd have to take a trade, and Cleveland gonna want more than cap relief. They're gonna want some players.
Well, I think he's saying maybe I'm reading this wrong. He says sign. I'm assuming he means sign outright.
Well, he ain't a free agent next year. Donovan got a year.
Right. He has next year is his last year. Yeah, next year is his last year with Cleveland. And I don't think I like Donovan Mitchell a lot. I don't think he's walking away from that money.